Hey guys, Mr. B XRP here, and welcome back. Today is August 23rd of 2020, and I am taping from my office at my home today. And I know there's a bit of an echo in here, so I apologize for the sound today, but it's the only way I can get it done today. So let's just jump right into it. Bitcoin's at 11,657, Ethereum's at 392, Tether is holding at $1, XRP's at 28 cents, and looking at, let's see how Link is doing. Link is holding at 14.99, so it's down 21% on the 7-day, but it's still way up this year. It's up big time for sure. All right, so Chris Larsen had actually done an article, and it was released in The Hill, and they also released it in The Hill Opinion, which is a DC, I believe it's a DC newspaper. So here's what he said, and he's got a whole article here if you want to read it. It's on Twitter, and I'm sure you can Google it. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to give you the summarization. So he says China has near ubiquitous use of digital payments. Check. Piloting state-controlled digital yuan. Check. Has the largest concentration of crypto miners. Check. The U.S. can't afford to lose this tech cold war if we want to maintain economic leadership globally. More thoughts below. So we are consistently hearing frustration from Ripple. We heard it multiple times this week. We heard it from Chris Larsen just now when he posted this on Twitter and when he released this article. We heard it from Brad Garlinghouse when he was in the town hall with Congressman Emmer. We heard it again when Ripple released the Insights article this week, when Stuart Alderati had released it in the beginning of August about the lack of regulations. So there's one of two things are happening here. Either regulations haven't been set and we really are behind the 8-ball, or we're really not behind the 8-ball. Regulations have been set, they just haven't been announced, and Ripple is incredibly frustrated that they haven't been announced. I think Ripple knows if they've been set or not, but their frustration may be that they just haven't been announced yet. And there's a lot weighing on the announcement of regulations. Here's what it is. It's Ripple's customers, or some of them won't use XRP because they're waiting on regulations. The value of XRP is obviously being held back because it's waiting on regulations. And maybe Ripple's holding back their IPO because they want regulations first, because a lot of their value is in the XRP that they hold. So there's a lot weighing on regulations. And I can see the frustration in Ripple. I mean, they are showing it all week long. We've seen it. So I want to bring that to your attention. This was posted from Jack the Rippler on Twitter. I'm sure a lot of you saw it, but I want you to hear it.
Say over 2 years. First off, my position's very clear.
This is Congressman Tom Emmer. Oh, wait,
right?
What do you say?
It's very clear. XRP is not a security, all right? But even if you want to do this, you want to have this discussion, the SEC, my frustration, as you probably have heard very directly, you brought up in a very nice way. Maybe you should be doing this job and I should be doing that one, because I'm not going to be so nice. Over 2 years is not only a problem, it is absolutely unacceptable. Because what this does is entrepreneurs like you and everybody else on this town hall, you start looking elsewhere. Money will go where it's easiest to flow. And the more the government puts in obstacles, and one of them is just inaction, the less opportunity we have to position the U.S. as the leader.
I mean, how awesome is it that we sat here and heard a congressman this week say XRP is not a security? I mean, so even he's frustrated. Brett Garlinghouse is frustrated. Congress Emmer is frustrated. Chris Larsen is frustrated. Stuart Alderati is. Everyone is frustrated, and so it was good to hear him say that, and I think it's fantastic. And obviously, we have just got to get clarity. Absolutely. So I want to talk about, we hear a lot about FedNow. And FedNow is the Federal Reserve Service, that their faster payments and system that's coming out. And there's a couple of weird things about it. I mean, they say it's going to come out between 2023 and 2024, which is like forever from now, which I don't understand that timing. That timing makes no sense to me, but I don't necessarily believe that timing. I think they're going to under-promise and over-deliver on that timing. But the stuff in here that I think is important is they talk about the use of widely accepted ISO 20022 standard, and then it goes into and other industry best practices to support interoperability. Okay, so I think that's important. You know, one of the things that I think about is who would they have build these rails? Now, I know this doesn't use XRP. I know this is inside the United States, but bear with me here. I just want to talk about it. So, you know, who would they use to build the rails of sending money? I mean, they're certainly not going to use the ACH system, and they're certainly not going to use, you know, Swift to help them become more technologically advanced. I mean, you've got R3 is on cutting edge, and you've got Ripple is on cutting edge. And I'm assuming that they're going to want to use those types of rails and those types of companies to help them put together these types of softwares. But what I think is interesting, here's what I think is interesting, is I think this is like a Trojan horse. I think that once all the banks are tied into FedNow, right, if they want to then convert it to a cross-border system, every bank's already on the rails. So hypothetically, if Ripple or R3 are helping build the rails and build the system of the FedNow program, they could literally turn on XRP in the future, and every bank will be on it. You won't have to close one bank at a time to try and steal Swift's business. You literally were in the Trojan horse. You got into the FedNow system, you built the system, and now XRP is available. I'm not saying that's the way it's being done. I don't know. Nobody knows who's building this stuff and how it's being done. But we certainly know the government's not building it, that's for sure. So I will be interested to find out. I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. And I think when it gets revealed, I think we're going to find, just like under every rock that we look, we see Ripple. And I think we're going to, and wherever there is Ripple, the potential of XRP follows. And that's the exciting, interesting part. So wanted to share that with you. Saw this by Allison, and she's at Allison I. Kershaw on Twitter. This is why you need a HODL. BTC was around 250 when I got involved in crypto. Okay, so what she's pointing out is, this is 5 years ago on August 22nd. Bitcoin was only $232. Ethereum was at $1.41. Litecoin was at $3.50. XRP was at 0.0078 cents. Wow. It's a big difference in 5 years, guys. And I know for a lot of people, like I just had my 3-year anniversary in cryptocurrency. And literally, I mean, it's been 3 years, and I originally bought into XRP at 23 cents. So, and I bought it as high as over $2, I'll admit to you. I mean, certainly I was able to drive down my average way down, but I bought all the way up. So I've been here a long time, and I have been waiting for it to make a run again. All right, so moving on. This was from Weedsy Wind, and he did and he posted this on Twitter: tutorial instructions and a tool to prepare for claiming your Flare Network Spark tokens. While the Flare network isn't live yet and the Spark token distribution hasn't started, you can already prepare your accounts for some and XRP Toolkit users. So I'm not a technical person. I'm just bringing this to your attention, and it's out there on Twitter. You can, apparently there's a way to preemptively set up to accept these tokens using, if you're going to use some or the XRP toolkit. I'm not getting involved in that. It's too technical for me. I'm going to wait and see how it's done through exchanges or through nanos. We have plenty of time, guys. I know there's a lot of people like all hyped up. How do I get them? How do I get them? Don't worry about it. There's going to be plenty of time to get them. Don't worry about it. Everyone's going to, anybody I think who wants to get their Spark tokens are going to get their Spark tokens. So do not stress about it. Don't worry about it. We have plenty of time. And I heard, I've heard multiple different timelines. Originally I heard 6 months. You'll have 6 months to get them. Then I heard it was less than 6 months, but I'm not sure, but I'm still going to go with 6 months because that's what I originally heard. But here's the unique thing. Whatever doesn't get claimed, they're going to burn. So that's kind of an interesting thing for sure. Jungle Inc. had posted this, and he said, retweet at Coinbase, we demand our Spark tokens. So essentially he was trying to help put pressure on Coinbase to make sure they're going to cooperate with Spark. I had jumped in here and said, this is a great opportunity for Uphold to leapfrog over Coinbase and others. And also, I would love to see a vault option on Uphold like Coinbase offers. So for those of you who don't know, Coinbase has a vault feature, which I think is really cool, where you can move your assets out of a wallet and into the vault. And the vault means that you have to wait 48 hours to get your assets out, and you have to confirm it with 2 different email addresses. And the whole idea is it's locked down for 48 hours in case someone were to hack you. So I would love to see Uphold offer something like that. And I did speak with JP Thiriot from Uphold, and he said they could do something like that. So that would be great. I think they can get a lot of people to move assets over to Uphold who don't want to put their assets in cold storage. And I know most people do want it in cold storage. I'm not telling you guys not to have it in cold storage. Everybody needs to do what's right for them. But I think Uphold will see more people hold their assets there if they want. If they want people to hold assets there, they may not want to. They may not want the risk. I mean, who knows? I don't understand. I don't know their business model. I don't know how they operate. So this came out from Bloomberg Markets. It said central bankers will meet this week for the annual Jackson Hole conference, but far from Wyoming. So essentially they're going to have a Zoom Jackson Hole meeting. If you guys remember last year in the Jackson Hole meeting, Mark Carney, who at the time was the head of the Bank of England, he said this.
Really appreciate your time and thoughts on this. You dropped a bombshell in the luncheon there. That's the way I was saying. It's almost like a mic drop. You are exiting this job, almost like a mic drop. And you said we need to go to a global virtual currency. It's a 23-page speech. It's very heavy. Give us the thumbnail. Why
just read? I want to know. Did you just read the conclusion of the speech?
No, I read 14 pages.
Okay,
and then I jumped to the
conclusion. So what's the point?
Give us the thumbnail. Why can't the dollar be the global currency?
Okay, the dollar is the global currency. We know that. The challenge is that the U.S. share of the global economy has been reducing. The dollar share of payments, not just financial assets, but payments. A lot of payments between countries that have nothing to do with the U.S. are in dollars. And what happens in situations like we're in today, where the U.S. economy, to its credit, is relatively strong, it's doing better, and the Fed has been doing the right thing, which is, they've adjusted policy, they've tightened policy as it was strengthening. Now they're making, the Fed is doing the right thing, but they have adjusted and policy is relatively strong. That means rest of world policy is tighter than it needs to be, and that feeds back on the U.S. economy in a way that ultimately slows this economy. And it leads to a substandard outcome. And in a world where you only have limited policy space, it's a dangerous place to be. And so the trade issues we're talking about are reinforced by the structure of the monetary system. Now, I mean, you've asked a big question, so just give me a second to. But now the issue is, you don't just jump to something new overnight. And what we want in a multipolar world, I think we'd agree that we've got the European engine, we've got the Chinese engine, we've got the U.S. engine of this economy, multipolar world, you need a multipolar currency. The question is, how do you get there? And I laid out some ideas of how you would get there.
And the bottom line, Governor, is that all of the pressure on the difference in growth around the world would not fall on the dollar exchange rate. Yeah. It would be spread out if it was a global basket of currencies.
It would be spread out as a global basket of currencies. It's better for the system as a whole. It's better. It raises that equilibrium level of interest rates. Right. It gives central banks more policy, but it gives people who are watching greater returns on their savings.
All right. So enough of that. So point is, everyone around the world wants changes, and I think we're certainly going to see these changes. And which brings me to this video. Okay. I was watching The Big Short last night, and if you haven't seen it, watch it. If you've watched it, I'm sure you've watched it multiple times. I will tell you, there was a scene in there, and I just ran up to my TV and I just taped it and I posted it on Twitter. And one of the things that happens in this movie is these guys all know they're right? They all know that the housing market is going to crash. And just a footnote on The Big Short, when it originally came out in the movies, I couldn't watch it for years. I mean, it came from the movies, it went to Netflix. I didn't watch it probably for, it might have been 3 or 4 years, because as a real estate broker, I lived through the housing crash. And I saw dozens and dozens and dozens of people lose their houses, get divorced. I mean, it was the most depressing period in my life. And it went on, really, honestly, it went on for about 5-6 years. It was a disaster. And I couldn't even sit and watch the movie because I couldn't relive it. But anyway, I finally did see the movie, and it was spot on, and it's a great movie. But one of the things that I wanted to point out, and I posted this on Twitter, and I said, what The Big Short had in common with the utility use of XRP. Throughout the entire movie, they're frustrated because they know they're right, but everything around them is still wrong. It's still not proving them to be right, but they know they're right. And I want you to watch this clip. Listen.
Very logical. So that we pay off premiums on these swaps against the housing market until the mortgages fail? In other words, we lose millions until something that's never happened before happens? That's correct.
We lose millions until something that never happened before happens. We're waiting for something that never happened before to happen. And it's exciting and it's frustrating and it's an insane ride. And because we believe in it so much, we're just like the people in The Big Short, where we're just frustrated because we see it, we see the evidence, we see the meetings, we see the tech, we see everything around us, but it hasn't happened yet. And I just thought that was amazing that they too were waiting for something that had never happened before to happen. And it reminded me of the exact situation that we're in. We're waiting for something to happen that has never happened before. And a lot of us have lost money waiting for it to happen, but we still believe it's going to happen. So I just thought that was a fantastic thing to compare, and I want to share that with you. Okay, this I saw from Standard Chartered. It said digital assets, including crypto assets, are here to stay. The new asset class is transforming the financial services industry, especially in the way transactions and settlements are done. So I thought that was fantastic from Standard Chartered. Okay, I saw two people this week, and I tried to help one of them who asked for my help to get their exchange to help them. Two people said they got hacked this week on their exchange. Okay, so you never know if these things are true. You never know if they're not, but you have to assume that people are being honest, and you have to help them. You have to try and help them if you can. So I always like to try and bring some attention to the companies on Twitter to see if they can step in and help these people. So and people jump in and say, oh, those people are scammers. They might not be. They might be real people that really got hacked, and it's very frustrating. And I could tell by the frustration from these people. I think they were 100% truthful and honest. So one of the things that I want to tell you, and I'm going to play this video. If you're interested in security, I'm going to share this video. It's 2 minutes. If you're not, you guys can drop off right now, but I want you to see this video. I use a security key to lock down my email addresses, my passwords, my Coinbase account, my Twitter account. So essentially, you can use this security key. Think of it as it's like a Ledger Nano for your computer and even for your phone too, where you can lock it down to where nobody can access it without a key. And you can have multiple keys, so you don't have to worry about losing one. You can have multiple keys. I'm going to play this video for a full explanation for anyone that's interested. And then I'm going to have a link below if anybody wants to get one. This company they make them in the United States. It's a Swedish company. It was the least expensive I could find, and they're only like 20 bucks. So they're cheap. They're really cheap, and I use one. I think they're fantastic. So for anyone that's interested, I'm going to let it play right now.
Welcome to Yubico. Our company was founded in Sweden with the mission of making secure login easy and available for everyone. So we invented the YubiKey, a ubiquitous security key for accessing all computers, phones, networks, and online services with a simple touch. To make our dream happen, we've moved part of our team to Silicon Valley, and we work closely with the internet thought leaders to turn our technology into a global security standard.
Open standards and multiple protocols mean that every YubiKey can be used for hundreds of applications. You can secure your email, password managers, social logins, and at the same time, log into your workstation, all in the same YubiKey.
The YubiKey is trusted and used by 9 out of the top 10 internet companies. These companies have seen account takeovers drop to practically zero.
In order for security to scale, it has to be easy to use. Yubico has shown that with ingenuity and extraordinary focus on key problems, security can be easy. We began by making logins safer for everyone with the YubiKey, and have now created the YubiHSM. It's a tiny, powerful device to protect secrets on servers that's easy to use and accessible for everyone.
find out if your favorite app or service supports the YubiKey, check out our Works with YubiKey catalog on our site. And when you're ready, pick up a YubiKey from our online store. For developers who want to add YubiKey support into their app or service, we have tons of great resources available to help make the integration process simple.
We won't let the fraudsters limit the internet. Join the security revolution.
So no-brainer, guys. Like I said, they have them for 20 bucks. It's a no-brainer. I use one. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I'm a fan. So I want to share that with you. Last thing I want to show you, I thought this was amazing. This moose and her 2 babies was just unbelievable. I mean, how majestic is that? That is just fantastic. So anyway, thanks for everybody for listening. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant, and I'm not a gardener, although I'm looking out my office window. And this morning I cut the palm trees in front of my elderly neighbor's house, and they look fantastic. But I'm not a gardener, and I'm not a crypto expert. These are my opinions only. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I say. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'm almost at 18,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. Please hit the like button. The like button really matters on YouTube. So if you hit the like button, more people will be able to see my video. And also share my video with anybody who you think might appreciate it. And everyone have a fantastic day.